So I usually come at you guys with something that's a little more informative, but today I want to talk about why gay relationships need to be more heteronormative. Let's discuss. Testing. 1, 2, 3. This is the young prince by the name of Beasley. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. I hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. So if you guys can see, I went ahead and cut my hair and I'm now bald in the back, as you can see. Baby, I will say, it's very freeing. It feels good, and it was time to cut that hair, y'all. It was just time. I haven't had my hair this short in over, I want to say 6 years, and baby, like, it was starting to get bald in the back, despite me now being bald in the back. I literally had a mullet. My hair used to be a lot longer than that, but after the past year or so, really ever since 2020, a bunch of stress and depression came in, and baby, it has just been a very balding, clumpy ride. But anyways, with all that aside, I want to go ahead and talk about a topic that's been on my mind for quite some time, but I didn't really discuss it because I felt like I would have got a lot of backlash from the gay community and a lot of people alike. And you know what? A lot of opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, and I am an asshole. Just kidding. But I will say, like, I am a firm believer that gay relationships need to follow a heteronormative relationship dynamic in order for it to survive. Now, full disclaimer, I understand that everybody's relationship works the best for them in their relationship. Kudos to you. But I'm just mainly speaking from my opinion and my experience with relationships. And then also full disclaimer to the versus battle community, you know my verses, I love y'all and I understand y'all want to be included in this argument too, but this is mainly for top and bottom relationship dynamics. So stay in your lane. And baby, if you disagree, no need to get mad with me, but I am proudly available to duke it out with you in the comment section. So let's go ahead and get into this topic, shall we? So one of the main problems that the gay community is facing is that relationships are pretty much an afterthought and they don't have a very long shelf life. It's due to a lot of reasons, but baby, one thing I've noticed is that I haven't really seen a lot of like successful gay relationships and marriages in my past time. Now, I've seen long-lasting relationships, and of course, relationships are always going to have their turmoil and their ups and downs, but I have yet to see a successful marriage in the gay community around me in my vicinity, and I think that's just a huge problem and discrepancy. Now, one of the main reasons why gay relationships tend to fail is due to hoism and a high sex drive. Now, by gays, we gotta keep it real, like, our community is just filled with sex. Sex seems to be the motive. And it's mainly due to the fact that, like, growing up, we didn't get to really experience sex like that or experience dating at a young age in, like, middle school and high school. Like, a lot of us did not really get to do that. Like, and I'm kind of, like, a little envious towards, like, the younger generation because these days, everybody's a little more open in school. I mean, I don't know how school is today, but I do know that they're a little more open and these kids are a little more acceptable to, like, their peers being gay. But it's to a point where, like, you only get to really, like, step into yourself and really experience yourself in college, and sometimes people don't even really get to be themselves in college, so they have to wait till they get out of college to experience being gay or experience being with another man. And when they do it, baby, they just want to ride all the rides. Like Samore said, just ride every single ride. Hell, a lot of men don't even really come out until their late 30s, early 40s, sometimes even 50s. And even then, they get out and they're being geriatric and they still want to ride all the rides and sample every piece of ass in sight. So it is a big community of just sex. Like, hell, even the dating apps that are, like, catered to us gays mainly cater to having sex. Another problem is open relationships. I've talked about this in my last video. Like, in the gay community, a lot of people have open relationships. That's either top or bottom, but it's mainly prevalent when they have a relationship where there's two tops and also a relationship where there's two bottoms, which I just completely do not understand. Now, the two tops I can kind of understand, but what they do is they bring in a third party. They hop on the apps, they hop on Jack, they hop on social media, and they get a bottom for them to both basically share. And then two bottoms getting together, I've seen happen, and I do not understand it. Like, for the life of me, it's just like, what do y'all do? Do y'all like get a double-sided dildo and share? Or maybe they bring in a top or two tops to plow the both of them. Who knows? Then there's too many options for tops. Tops have about 10 bottoms to every single one of them. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, just like in the heterosexual world, like there's at least 4 women to every man. There are 10 bottoms to every single top in the gay community, especially in Houston. And that brings me to my other point. Like, there's too many damn bottoms in the community. Everybody wants to take dick. Now, you ain't slick. If you think I'm wrong, baby, hop on the apps and see. Now, I'm not on the apps right now, but I will say, like, whenever I'm bored, lonely, and horny, I do hop on the apps to see what's around. And it's just a bunch of bottoms. Then on top of that, it's just the same gays. It's the same gays, y'all. It's always the same gays. And that brings me to there being like an imbalance of feminine and masculine energy, especially within relationships. Now, if you guys don't know, well, now you know, everybody has a balance of feminine and masculine energy. If there is too much masculine energy within a relationship, it's just not going to work. Like, we just have to keep it real. Like, it's just not going to work. There's always going to be pushback, constant arguments, constant clashing, you name it. Like, somebody has to have a little more feminine energy than the other one in order for the two to cohabitate. And speaking of feminine energy, bottoms tend to have more feminine energy than said top that they're dating. Like, they expect the top to be more masculine. Now, there have been cases where the top tends to be more feminine than the bottom. You know, hey, I've seen it before. It's weird to me, but baby, what works for them, but it won't work for me. Like, baby, I need you to be more masculine than me. But it's all about energy and trust. Somebody you can trust to lead you is the person that you need to be in a relationship with as a bottom. Now, this brings me to this one story where, like, I was at my friend's house and we were having like a group discussion. It was him and his boyfriend, and then it was another friend and their boyfriend, and of course I was the only single one. But the other friend and the boyfriend were kind of just constantly clashing. And it got to a point where, like, the boyfriend, who was the more masculine in the relationship, had to go ahead and leave the room. And the main reason that he had an issue was the fact that, like, the bottom in the relationship, the guy that was my friend, he was talking about how, like, you know, I work so hard, I do this, I have an Ivy League degree, a PhD, I do this, and it's hard for me to, you know, expect somebody to take the lead. It's hard for me to follow somebody. And I simply asked him, I'm just like, well, first of all, do you trust this man to lead you? And he was kind of like confuffled a bit. Like, he was kind of just like, well, I do. And I'm just like, you do? Bottoms, we have to keep it all the way real. We're considered the females in a relationship, therefore we need to learn how to submit. I understand being a strong man, you're used to carrying the ship, usually taking care of yourself and taking care of things. But baby, if you find that right one that is willing to do for you and hunt for you and cater to you at the same time, let that man do what he needs to do to nurture you, to handle you, to take care of you. Like, somebody that you trust with your life in your hands. Now, I do understand that if that man has shown signs that he is not the one you should submit to, don't submit to his ass and find somebody else to be with. But baby, when you find the right one, you need to learn how to submit. Be submissive. Like, that's pretty much all role in a gay relationship. Like, let that man lead. And then my tops out there, if you're not ready and willing to take on the masculine role, then don't hop into a damn relationship. Stay single and just fuck on everything that you want to fuck on. Like, baby, don't waste nobody's time. Now, granted, I know sometimes relationships go south, and then I also heard the argument that, like, hey, it takes two to tango and it takes two to make a relationship successful. Absolutely. But my thing is, one thing that I do know is if there's just too much, like, if one person is not willing to submit and the other one's not willing to lead, the relationship is going to literally just fall off a damn cliff. But yeah, y'all, this was just a quick opinion piece. Like I said, feel free to debate me in the comments, but I just feel like this is how relationships need to go in the gay community in order for them to succeed. Now, I gotta keep it real. I have not had a successful relationship yet, so I may sound like a little bit of a hypocrite, but I know what it takes for a relationship to actually succeed and have a fighting chance. And that all relies on one person that's willing to submit and the other person that's willing to lead. That's how gay relationships will succeed. But yeah, y'all, it's been a while since I talked about some gay shit, so I wanted to talk about some gay shit, so here's some gay shit. But yeah, those are my views, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to come back at you guys with some more content.